In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you may be claiming your Social Security benefits the wrong way. If you're new here, I'm Julia, certified financial planner and managing director at URS Advisory. And after helping countless retirees, I've noticed that far too many people misunderstand how Social Security benefits work, causing them to lose a significant portion of their benefits. And that's why today I'm going to break down how Social Security works and the strategies you can use to maximize your retirement income. So let's get into it. First, I want to briefly outline how Social Security benefits are taxed because it works differently than any other form of income. Our Social Security benefits are taxed based on what's called provisional income. Your provisional income equals your adjusted gross income. So literally all forms of income, earned, investment, rental income, etc., plus non-taxable interest, so municipal bond interest, plus half of your Social Security benefit. So let's say that you're pulling $30,000 from your traditional IRA, $25,000 in taxable interest income, and $30,000 from Social Security. So this means that your provisional income is $70,000, right? We take the traditional IRA distribution of $30,000, the interest income of $25,000, and then half of that $30,000 Social Security benefit at $15,000. Now, here's how the taxation breaks down. For individual filers, if your provisional income is less than $25,000, then your benefits are not taxed as ordinary income. They're just not taxable. For married folks, your provisional income must be less than $32,000 for that tax-free treatment of benefits. In other words, it's really hard for your benefits to be tax-free, right? Your income has to be quite low. For an individual, if your provisional income is between $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% or half of your benefits are taxable as ordinary income. So remember, it's not capital gains taxation, it's ordinary income, whatever your marginal rate is and however that, works for you. For married people, this ranges between $32,000 and $44,000 of provisional income. Individuals with provisional income over $34,000 can have up to 85% of their Social Security benefits taxed as ordinary income. Married couples with over $44,000 in provisional income are under the same rules. These income thresholds do not index for inflation, so keeping your income under these amounts is extremely difficult, if not impossible, in many cases. Now, if you're worried about your own Social Security timing, click the first link in the description below to watch a video I put together that goes over the exact system I use with our clients to help them claim benefits correctly. Okay, now let's talk about why claiming Social Security too early can cause issues. Well, first, it can lead to higher Medicare IRMA premiums earlier than necessary. Second, higher RMDs in later years can push you into higher tax brackets and, of course, higher Medicare IRMA brackets for the remainder of your lifespan. And this is because if you decide to pull from Social Security first, instead of your pre-tax accounts before RMD age, you're just growing your pre-tax bomb and foiling your ability to properly manage your tax liability. Lastly, a traditional break-even analysis does not account for taxes. So even though claiming later increases your break-even age, there is more to the story. When you optimize your distribution strategy, which includes your Social Security benefit, you could actually extend your retirement savings and save tax. The bottom line is that a tax-focused filing strategy can save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifespan. However, I know that timing your benefit correctly raises a lot of questions, right? And that's exactly why I'm going to show you the exact strategies I use to help restructure a client's plan to maximize their Social Securities. So many retirees approach Social Security with the assumption that earlier is better, or that their benefits will automatically be tax-free. They might have a well-structured investment portfolio, but they have no clear strategy for how withdrawals and taxes will impact their benefits over time. Meet Jim, Florida resident, 60 years old. He has no specific legacy goals for his son, just whatever's left. His net worth is as follows: $75,000 in a high-yield savings account, roughly $160,000 in a brokerage account, roughly $1.8 million in his traditional IRA, and $70,000 in his Roth IRA. He owns his condo outright, and his only source of income is Social Security. And he wants to take his benefits early at age 62 for $23,100 per year or $1,925 per month. He needs $100,000 per year to maintain his lifestyle, or about $8,300 a month. Once he reaches advanced age at age 80, his expenses will reduce to $60,000 per year, or just $5,000 per month. Now, we've already bucketed his money, This video is all about Social Security filing and tax planning. So, first, let's look at his Social Security maximization report. On this page, we can see his current age 60 and his average life expectancy at 80 and 5 months old. To be clear, this report will tell us the best time for him to file to get the most money out of the Social Security system between 62 and 80 and 5 months. On this page, we can see the recommendation for him to file for benefits at age 66 and 3 months. If he does this, he'll make $18,700 more over his life than if he files at 62, $1,375 more than if he files at 67, and $17,875 more than if he waits until age 70. On this break-even chart, we can see the break-even age between the recommendation, early, and full retirement age is right around 78. Filing at 70 is actually the worst option, as the break-even age is well past 80 for no more benefit. Now let's go to Income Lab to run modern guardrail analysis to analyze his spending capacity. First, let's suppose that Jim pulls his Social Security benefit at age 62 for $1,925 a month. We can see here on the modern guardrail dashboard that he can comfortably spend $8,339 per month. Now, if we move his filing date back to 66 and 3 months, he can actually increase his spending to $8,562 per month, which is just over what he needs, right? He needs about $8,333. But filing later gives him a little bit of wiggle room in his budget rather than being right up to the limit. So this is case number one to delay his benefit to 66 and 3 months. It increases his monthly spending by about $200, $223, or roughly $2,700 per year. Okay, now let's go to eMoney, where I want to test the chances of success per filing at 62 versus 66 and 3 months, and then I want to compare the lifetime tax liabilities. If you've watched my videos, you know that I always test for a bear market occurring the next year. So his chances of success with filing at 62 are just 73%. We look for 80% in our practice. So if all he does is maximize his Social Security, right, 66 and 3 months, his chances increase to 80%, which is the perfect number. Let's look at his lifetime tax liability using both strategies. So filing early and then filing at that 66 and 3 months. We can see here that his lifetime tax liability filing at 62 is roughly $562,000. Now, if he maxes his Social Security, his taxes reduce to about $549,000. So not a huge reduction, right? It's about $13,000 over his lifetime. So not terribly impressive. But now let's see what happens when we integrate a Roth conversion strategy with a Social Security maximization strategy. So let's assume Jim converts up to the 12% tax bracket between 2025 and 2029. So the next 4 years, and this is about a $50,000 per year conversion, so $200,000 total. If he just does this and doesn't max his Social Security benefit, his total lifetime tax liability is roughly $440,000. So that's a lifetime tax savings of $122,000. That's a lot of tax savings. Now, what about if he follows the Roth conversion strategy and maxes his Social Security benefit? Well, now his lifetime taxes are just $360,000. So this is a savings of over $200,000 from the original plan, right? Taking early with no conversions. This is the power of integrating your tax plan with your Social Security plan. So not only will Jim be able to spend $223 more per month and increase his chances of success from 73% to 86%, but he's also going to be saving over $200,000 in lifetime taxes, partially because he can convert more between the ages of 62 and 66 than if he were pulling his Social Security benefit early. This is a huge win across the board. So now you know why most people aren't timing their benefits correctly and how to restructure your plan to maximize your payouts. However, it's important to understand that the Social Security timing is highly personal. For some, claiming early may be the best option, while for others, delaying could be much more beneficial. It all depends on your unique situation. So if you're unsure about the right time to claim your benefits, click the link in the description to watch a video I created. In it, I break down the exact system I use with my clients to help them properly time their Social Security. I'll see you next time.